I'm going to be the moderator of this beautiful session. For those who don't know me, you know that NGO are in my heart. I have accredited more than 2,000 in less than 10 years. And I'm also moderating in their event because I'm proud to do that for NGOs that are co-educated. They know that once they have the status or obtain the status, they should exactly do meetings like that. And a meeting like that means also a meeting in partnerships. And here we have a great partnerships because we have a government represented, we have the civil society represented, and we have the youth represented. So without further ado, and then of course you all know that we are at the 57th Commission on the Status of Women. And the topic chosen this year is really a topic that needs to be put in the agenda, and put in the agenda with no effort. We never will achieve a good result unless we keep continuing having meeting of awareness like those one. So as I have announced to you, we have to open this event a minister. And I'm pleased to introduce to you Mrs. Alejandrina Germán. She's the Minister of Women Affairs in the Dominican Republic, but she's very special in the sense that she has been in a high-level position on women in the political field, in the education field, at the local level for more than 10 years. So, with your permission, I would ask her to open the door. I will ask, first of all, our distinguished representative. I will have to salute not only the Global Foundation for Democracy and Development, but of course, we cannot have an event, I forgot to say it when I introduced, without the partnership of a mission. And of course, today, it's a mission of the Dominican Republic to the United Nations. So, Mr. Ambassador, you have a welcoming word.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon again. The permanent mission of the Dominican Republic to the United Nations is honored to welcome you to this side event on a very relevant issue: education and other important tools for women empowerment and the prevention of violence against women. Allow me to introduce our distinguished panelists. Her Excellency, Mrs. Alejandrina Germán, Minister of Women of the Dominican Republic. I have here Natasha Despotovich, but yeah, he's absent. Yeah, a representative of the Global Foundation for Democracy and Development. Mrs. Nadège Chell, President of Reso-Femmes International, and Ms. Anniete Cohn-Lois, Youth Representative. They will be sharing with us their point of view and their experiences on various aspects of the main topic. Let me begin by expressing my gratitude to our partner, the Global Foundation for Democracy and Development, the United Nations Alliance of Civilization, and Reso-Femmes International for their outstanding work in organizing this event. This meeting is clearly of great importance in bringing together diverse sectors to identify promising tools to prevent violence against women. Violence against women is no longer such an invisible and hidden crime. It is a plaguing and disturbing problem. Affect every country, affect every region, and its statistics remain troubling. Violence against women cannot be tolerated in any form, in any context, in any circumstance, by any political leader or by any government. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ambassador Virgilio Alcantara, for your nice introduction. And now I'm going to give the floor to Asuncion Sanz, who is the Washington Branch Director of the Global Foundation for Democracy and Development. And from there, we will continue the program.
Thank you so much, Hanifa. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. On behalf of the organizing institutions, the Global Foundation for Democracy and Development, and its sister organization in the Dominican Republic, Fundación Global Democracia y Desarrollo, I would like to thank everybody for joining us this afternoon during the occasion of the 57th session of the Commission on the Status of Women. I would also like to thank our panelists as well as the Dominican Mission of the Dominican Republic to the United Nations, the Dominican Ministry of Women, Reso-Femmes, and the United Nations Alliance of Civilizations for co-sponsoring this event. The coordination of the panel, education and other important tools for women empowerment and the prevention of violence against women is part of a larger commitment of Global Foundation for Democracy and Development and FUNGLODE to contribute to ECOSOC's agenda of work. Our institutions are committed to promoting the exchange of knowledge, generating scholarships, enhancing capacity, and impacting public policy related to economic and social development in the Dominican Republic, the Caribbean, and Latin America. Our panel presenters today, themselves accomplished and influential women, will speak about best practices in their countries of interest, which include the Dominican Republic, Haiti, and African states. Although these countries have vastly different historical, political, and cultural contexts, the shared struggle by women to gain equality and opportunity in traditionally patriarchal societies unifies the nations represented in this panel. Welcome, everybody, and we hope we will have a very fruitful panel. Thank you.
Thank you, Asuncion, for the good work and putting the Global Foundation for Democracy and Development always in actuality on the big event. So now it is again another deep pleasure to reintroduce to you our minister today, Alejandrina Germán. And I want to say that she is the highest level representative of the women in her country, Dominican Republic. And when you have minister government at that level coming to an NGO event, you know that you are on the right track. So please, Minister, you have the floor.
Gracias. Gracias a las damas y caballeros que nos acompañan, a los miembros del panel y al señor embajador que nos acompaña en esta actividad. Lamentamos que no haya traducción al inglés. Porque al español no hay. Porque realmente yo voy a hacer mi presentación en español. La educación como espacio de superación es la llamada a liderar el proceso de permanente crecimiento espiritual y material de los pueblos. Desde la antigüedad, cuando el pedagogo conducía por los caminos del aprendizaje a los niños en Grecia, hasta que salvando obstáculos, la educación formal se incorpora como parte esencial de los derechos ciudadanos. Las grandes aspiraciones de la humanidad, la sed de conocimiento, traducida en la formalidad académica y saciada en la fuente inagotable del conocimiento, representan el mejor tesoro que humanas y humanos podemos construir. Es indiscutible que desterrar la tarea de la ignorancia significa impulsar el desarrollo de los pueblos. Cuando nos detenemos a reflexionar sobre la situación de la educación en República Dominicana, tenemos que valorar todas las limitaciones que hemos tenido que superar, desde la reforma educativa del maestro Eusebio María de Osborne, fragua y esencia de la educación racionalista y laica en el país a finales del siglo XIX. De ese renacimiento cultural resultó la formación del primer instituto de formación de maestros y maestras normales, constituyendo, como sabemos, un aporte trascendente en la educación dominicana. Con la investidura de las primeras 6 maestras normales en el año 1887, que bajo la sabia y provechosa orientación de la poeta civilista e insigne maestra Salomé Ureña, se inicia el camino sin retorno de la educación de la mujer dominicana. Digna heredera de sus predecesoras, lo que se traduce en este tiempo en que la matrícula universitaria, el 62% somos mujeres, y de que se alcance el 66% de los y las egresadas con honor de nuestras instituciones de educación superior. En el caso particular de las mujeres dominicanas, estas vienen transitando de los centros educativos hacia los espacios de poder, aún con obstáculos y dificultades por vencer, pero cada día mejor formadas para seguir avanzando, como se evidencia en los indicadores que presentamos a continuación. Para las que no son dominicanas y dominicanos, el sistema educativo dominicano cuenta con 4 niveles. El nivel inicial para los niños menores de 6 años, el nivel básico para los niños de 6 a 14 años, es la educación gratuita y obligatoria para toda la población. El nivel medio para jóvenes de 14 a 18 años, gratuita pero no obligatoria, y el nivel de educación superior. El estudio Mujer Dominicana en Cifras 2000-2012 del Ministerio de la Mujer revela que la evolución de la matrícula por sexo en el periodo 2003-2011 presenta ligeras diferencias por sexo, aunque la tendencia es hacia la paridad de género. En la educación pública, que abarca el 73% de la matrícula total de los 3 niveles de educación preuniversitaria, no hay diferencia significativa por sexo. La distribución urbano-rural en la matrícula es muy similar a la distribución geográfica de la población dominicana. 75.4% en la zona urbana y 24.6% en la zona rural, según datos del Censo de Población y Vivienda del año 2010. La mayor tasa de cobertura educativa se registra en el nivel básico, la educación obligatoria para niños de 6 a 13 años, con una tasa de matriculación de 92.1 en el año 2000 y 94.8 en el año 2011. En el 2000, las mujeres registraron mayor tasa neta de matriculación que los hombres, 92.8 frente a 91.3. En el 2011, la matriculación femenina es de 95% y la masculina de 94.8. En el nivel medio, las mujeres superan en 11 puntos porcentuales a los varones, con una tasa neta de matriculación de 66.5% de mujeres frente a 55.5% de los hombres, lo que implica que entre 66 y 67 de cada 100 mujeres de 14 a 18 años están ingresando a la educación media, mientras solo 55 a 56 de cada 100 hombres en estas mismas edades ingresan a dicho nivel. Entre 2000 y 2011, la tasa neta total de matriculación en el nivel medio creció en un 20%, lo que indica que nos estamos superando en términos educativos. La brecha de género en el porcentaje de egresados y egresadas de los niveles básico y medio favorece a las mujeres de manera significativa. el 81.9% de la población femenina de 15 a 19 años había completado el nivel básico, 81.9, frente a 72.1 de los hombres en el año 2011. En el nivel medio, en ese mismo año, el 63.7 de las mujeres entre 20 y 24 años había egresado del nivel medio, y para ese mismo año, en que egresaron 63.7% de las mujeres, solo lo hicieron 47.9% de los hombres. En conclusión, la brecha de género favorable al sexo femenino se expresa también en menos analfabetismo entre las mujeres y los jóvenes, en el nivel de escolaridad promedio mayor para la población femenina, mayor proporción de niñas y jóvenes que completan los niveles básicos y medios, menor repitencia y abandono por parte de las niñas, y tendencia a la paridad de género en la cobertura de la educación básica, con una brecha no muy significativa respecto a las mujeres. Como planteamos anteriormente, el índice de paridad de género se expande a medida que se eleva el nivel educativo, hasta producirse una franca feminización de la educación superior. En tanto que la educación técnico-profesional, el referido estudio reporta que en el Instituto Nacional de Formación Técnico-Profesional, que es la instancia rectora del Sistema Nacional de Formación Técnico-Profesional y quien ofrece la mayor cantidad de programas en esta materia, con cobertura nacional, 20 años atrás, acogía una población casi exclusivamente masculina. En el periodo 2007-2011 se logró la paridad entre los géneros. Del 82 al 2011, del Infotet egresaron más de 3,5 millones de técnicos formados, de los cuales el 50.2 son mujeres y el 49.8 hombres. Este comportamiento pone en evidencia que las mujeres dominicanas, después de más de 30 años en un proceso continuo de movilización social, logran mayor educación que los hombres, aunque siguen influenciadas por la división cultural y sexista del trabajo, que las adscribe al ámbito doméstico, mientras que los hombres los proyecta hacia lo público, al ejercicio del poder, al mercado laboral y a los negocios. Aunque tenemos que reconocer que también en esos ámbitos las mujeres hemos avanzado, aunque tenemos muchos retos por delante. Los resultados de diferentes investigaciones realizadas en los últimos 20 años en nuestro país muestran que la feminización de la educación superior ya era un hecho a mediados de la década de los 80. El Instituto de Estudio de Población y Desarrollo estudió la participación femenina en las 5 principales universidades en el año 1984, mostrando que las mujeres fueron el 56.6% de los egresados de nuestras instituciones de educación superior. Y el porcentaje más alto correspondió a la Universidad Nacional Pedro Enrique Ureña con un 66.7%, seguida por APEC con un 63.2%, y la Universidad Autónoma de Santo Domingo, que es la mayor del país, que tiene casi el 50% de la matrícula universitaria, el 54% eran mujeres. El estudio Mujeres Dominicanas en Cifras 2010-2012 revela además que entre la década de los 90 y la primera década del año 2000, se produjo un crecimiento lento pero sostenido en la proporción de mujeres en la educación superior. El índice de feminidad asciende a 112 mujeres por cada 100 hombres matriculados en el año 2000. y en el año 2009 a 179 mujeres por cada 100 hombres, lo que implica un crecimiento de un orden de un 60%. Igualmente, el estudio mencionado evidencia que la feminización de la educación superior en República Dominicana abarca tanto el sector público como el privado de la educación. El índice de feminidad en ambos sectores, calculado en base a la matrícula del primer periodo del año 2009, es de 179 por cada 100 hombres. El sector privado, con un índice de 169, y en la Universidad Autónoma de Santo Domingo, que es la mayor del país, un 193 mujeres por cada 100 hombres, casi el doble. Ahora bien, ¿qué estudian las mujeres? Según un reporte del Ministerio de Educación Superior, Ciencia y Tecnología, de República Dominicana, en las 15 carreras de mayor cantidad de estudiantes en las universidades, en el primer semestre del 2009, las mujeres fueron predominantes en carreras que 30 años atrás eran de dominio absoluto de los hombres, como son medicina, donde las mujeres duplican la matrícula masculina, arquitectura, con 138 mujeres por cada 100 hombres, y derecho, con 138 mujeres por cada 100 hombres. En las ingenierías, las mujeres han ido avanzando sistemáticamente y de manera sostenida. Según datos del Ministerio de Educación Superior, Ciencia y Tecnología, en el primer semestre del 2009, en Ingeniería de Sistemas, se matricularon 90 mujeres por cada 100 hombres, algo nunca visto en la historia de la educación dominicana. En Ingeniería Industrial, 61 por cada 100 hombres. En Ingeniería Civil, 43. En tanto, las mujeres siguen dominando en carreras como comunicación social, educación, psicología, mercadeo y administración de empresas. Como vemos, es evidente que las mujeres hemos avanzado, pero reiteramos, aún tenemos como reto romper los obstáculos derivados de la división cultural del trabajo. Y por otro lado, liberarnos del peso del trabajo que nos imponen los trabajos del cuidado, que impacta la falta de tiempo para que las mujeres se dediquen a su desarrollo profesional y personal. Es innegable que la educación es el medio más eficaz para prevenir y combatir la violencia contra las mujeres. Es el tema de este panel. En consecuencia, en la medida que continuemos avanzando en el desarrollo educativo de las mujeres, lograremos el empoderamiento y la independencia económica. Y en esa misma medida podremos prevenir y combatir la violencia contra las mujeres. Sin embargo, hay una parte importante de la población dominicana, tanto masculina como femenina, que no ha alcanzado los niveles educativos requeridos para vivir con dignidad y libre de violencia, por lo que se hace necesario poner en marcha múltiples y diversos programas educativos que garanticen la prevención, detección, atención y sanción a la violencia contra las mujeres. En esa dirección, el Ministerio de la Mujer de República Dominicana, en alianza con el Ministerio Público, aquí presente la ministra de la Procuradora de la Mujer, la Policía Nacional, aquí también tenemos la encargada de ese tema en la Policía Nacional, la coronela Teresa, las organizaciones de la sociedad civil y demás ministerios e instituciones del Estado promueven planes, programas y proyectos importantes dirigidos a erradicar la violencia contra las mujeres y las niñas. Para ese propósito, el Ministerio de la Mujer cuenta con 52 oficinas provinciales y municipales en todo el territorio nacional, con el objetivo de garantizar la coordinación e integración de las políticas sectoriales y de equidad de género del gobierno con las organizaciones de la sociedad civil y los gobiernos locales. Las personas capacitadas se incluyen, sobre todo, maestros y maestras, enfermeras, promotoras de salud, psicólogas, líderes comunitarios y militares, entre otros. Para ese propósito también firmamos un convenio de cooperación interinstitucional con el Ministerio de Educación para sensibilizar y concienciar a los y las estudiantes del segundo ciclo del nivel medio, lo que están en los 2 últimos años, mediante la promoción de un cambio de actitudes, valores y comportamientos que garanticen una ruptura con los patrones culturales socialmente aprendidos que sustentan la desigualdad, la discriminación de género y la violencia contra las mujeres. Se pretende que estos jóvenes entre 17 y 18 años dediquen el trabajo social que les corresponde a promover cambios de conducta por una cultura de paz, a promover la igualdad y equidad de género, a prevenir el embarazo en adolescentes y a combatir la violencia contra las mujeres. También para fortalecer los mecanismos de prevención a la violencia hacia las mujeres, el Ministerio de la Mujer y la Procuraduría General de la República firmamos un acuerdo interinstitucional para la ejecución de un plan estratégico que incluye programas de evaluación y educación para la detección oportuna de los casos de violencia y la incorporación de trabajadoras sociales en el proceso de atención a víctimas. También hicimos un acuerdo interinstitucional con el Ministerio de Deportes, Educación Física y Recreación para alentar y promover el desarrollo del liderazgo femenino, proporcionando igualdad de oportunidades para el acceso de las niñas, las adolescentes y las mujeres a la práctica y conducción de los deportes, como medio para promover la igualdad y equidad de género y prevenir la violencia, con la finalidad de avanzar en el empoderamiento económico de las mujeres mediante programas de formación en áreas técnicas y para que puedan acceder a los programas de crédito que autoriza nuestro gobierno. El Ministerio de la Mujer desarrolla múltiples programas de formación técnica. Hemos formado miles de jóvenes como agentes multiplicadores de salud en el programa de Joven a Joven, con énfasis en la prevención de embarazos en adolescentes, enfermedades de transmisión sexual y VIH-Sida, prevención de violencia contra las mujeres y ejercicio de derechos humanos. En esa misma dirección, y para prevenir la violencia contra la mujer y reducir los feminicidios, el Ministerio desarrolla la campaña nacional Tú Puedes, únete ahora para poner fin a la violencia contra las mujeres en el marco de jornada de movilización nacional por la paz y la prevención de la violencia contra las mujeres e intrafamiliar. Esta campaña incluye producción y distribución de más de 1 millón de volantes y brochures informativos, visita a los hogares y establecimientos comerciales de todo el país para entregar el material informativo, el envío de correos masivos y mensajes de texto para promover los temas de la campaña, spots de radio y cuñas de televisión a nivel nacional y colocación de material promocional con bajantes y vallas impresas con el tema de la campaña, con el objetivo de ofrecer una atención eficaz y oportuna a mujeres y familias en situación de riesgo, evitando la muerte a la víctima de violencia intrafamiliar. El Ministerio de la Mujer ha instalado una línea de auxilio 24 horas que junto con la línea del Ministerio Público, que es la línea Vida, ha liberado de la muerte violenta centenares de mujeres desde julio del 2011 hasta la fecha. En fin, en la República Dominicana hemos logrado una eficaz articulación entre los avances de las mujeres en el ámbito educativo, la promoción de su acceso al empleo digno, para ir construyendo progresivamente de manera sostenida una cultura de paz libre de violencia, con la finalidad de que logremos espacios más igualitarios para hombres y mujeres en el ámbito económico, social y político, pero fundamentalmente para que podamos disfrutar de una sociedad dominicana cada vez más justa, más humana, inclusiva, desarrollada y moderna. Muchas gracias.
Well, thank you so much, dear Minister. You're not only a politician and educator, but of course a woman. And as I said earlier, she has spent so many years, working for our country at so many levels. that I don't think that one thing escaped in her compte rendu beautiful statement of what's happening in your country. And perceived successful history of a Dominican woman, no wonder the Dominican Republic is referred as to model country, where women are present in all socio-economic and political fields, I would say totally empowered. But it's not the story, the whole story. Unfortunately, I have to give you some sad statistics. More than 77 million girls worldwide are not enrolled in primary or secondary schools. This means that women who do not receive an education are more vulnerable, and there are fewer options and opportunities in life than the one described. Now we are at the UN. What the UN is doing since 77 years, because you are at the 57th session. Well, despite the continuous effort from the UN, the women around the world at a very socio-economic field find themselves underrepresented. Although we have also to salute the initiative of Mr. Ban Ki-moon, because in 2008 he consolidated the UN Women. In 2010 he created Unite to End Violence Against Women. And then a year later, to rejoin what the minister has said, he asked men. And he asked a network of male men to come and support all this initiative. So now that we had this incredible statement from what's happening in the Dominican Republic, I would like to give the floor now to an NGO called Nadège Chell. She's very close, not too far away from me, because we both share a country, which is Algeria, and France and others. And I like to see, women from my country also living up to a level of political anthropologist. She's also a specialist in political diversity of women leaders at a local, global governance level. So I am, like you, very eager to hear from Nadege. Nadege, you have the floor.
Thanks very much, Hanifa. Since 2005 in Mopti, Mali, Reso-Femmes is really active in providing gender empowerment tools to female leaders and make rural women group professional via the preventive trainer method, and at a local level in Mali, Burkina Faso, and internationally. We believe poor people, more commonly known as minorities, need justice, empowerment through adapted training and academic tools, and need to be supported by global anthropological approaches, such a consensual partnership has shared in our water, sanitation and alimentation. This is one of the end of big projects that we have to structure leaders' empowerment. Then I propose for my presentation to answer, in fact, in 3 questions, and it can be easier because our program, is very big programs. And just to summarize some questions, my first question for this panel will be how our work fits into international issues that address the importance of education, training, the empowerment of women, and give new solutions for gender equality. Within institutions, violence and discrimination are often terrorized and reflected often from a pragmatic, statistic, and even essentialist point of view. Certain populations, especially women, are often portrayed as victims who are unable to act and take responsibility from their own development. The same population gains the influence of stereotypes that heavily weigh on their stature and skills. All these factors are real exceptions for a group of leaders that we have identified and trained as in Mopti and in Burkina Faso, that do not necessarily enter in logical system of homogenic minority groups. Indeed, through our anthropological approaches, and our intensive knowledge of African environment, we have, for example, discovered that specific intermediate groups could easily transcend this category of gender discrimination by political support from their family and community, but that in return they face even more important discrimination and political violence. What we call local and global violence in relation to their ethnicity, race, and religion in region. Ancestral working practices, participation in community ritual, belonging to minority groups, foreigners. Through our program, our goal was not to distort these practices, but in fact to redirect this energy and power gained by these unprecedented leaders. We have then 40 leaders that gathered elected women, illiterate women in influence in social circle, literal women able to manage projects who already advocate within the association. And transforming into training program as well as an operational tool that expands the West conception of gender inequality towards a consideration of the power struggle that occur at 3 levels, the local, national, and international level. Results can be systematized to other structures in which a single political leaders may be identified and with which appropriate training can be used as a model for other structures who need solutions to empower women and find adapted solutions for gender inequality. Then, we believe women organizations have a crucial and catalytic role in partnership with civil society, international institutions, donors, and states to give greater visibility of women in leadership role and ensure the prevention of violence against them. Then, my question, this is my first question. We zoom some keywords just to let you know what is our programs, and you can go to directly with different tools and methods that we have, and I can answer just after this is solution, and I can answer directly to my second question. How Reso-Femmes we live on multi-seats anthropologic approaches and give training coherence to our leader group by, for instance, being attentive to the different scale, locally, nationally, and internationally, and develop multi-sectoral services. The project water, sanitary, and alimentation is very good for that. Then to answer this question, our organization works with these multi-sited approaches structured in the 3 levels, as I said, mean without separate and analyze and with taking account the different contexts. I propose then, to illustrate my purpose, to give some detail about this project. Our training program focuses on preventive techniques. That's why we usually select local people who prove their engagement in the implementation of our program and who are able to resist of political pressure from other groups. Then the aim of this project is first raise awareness of a larger number of women and men in the villages, district, and local women organizations on issues around holistic problem of water, sanitation, and food. Second, progressively target the member contributors to structure their autonomy and recognition when regularly occurring in the village and through training other women groups, in particular those who lack access to water, sanitary, and alimentation. It consists at the end on the production of reports of sanitary, social and political situation to improve, in fact, the economic and social condition. For us, it became a real big expertise of what really works for women and what doesn't work. Our training program in the form of workshop benefits then as much the political local authority as national and international institutions to help them better orient their development activity and local know-how in support of the real need of the population. Indeed, our trained women leaders become hence the essential intermediary between the population and the local authority, and thereby let them recognize their professionalism, which allows them to better integrate their participation, in fact, in local and global governance. At global level, our approaches are in line in the Millennium Development Goals, included conflict prevention, focus on empowerment and the autonomy of women groups, and we enforce our leaders against those who attempt to pressure them and try to reappropriate their resources or take institutional advantage of their visibility already valued through, for example, through our website and international program. In the form of workshop, our training program teaches women negotiating, support, and mobilization skills in response to the different exterior resources mentioned and pointed out by the international community. In that way, we teach them during the last stage of our program how to be aware of violence and global issues and using the violence to turn it into power and energy. This is one of the best tools that we find for violence and discrimination. In the form of workshop, then, our training program teach women negotiating, support, and mobilization. Okay. Yeah, I just conclude. We have some few keywords. Just I will go to my third question. My third question is how do specific training and appropriate method for local leaders really develop important tools for women empowerment and gender equality? Yeah, this is the first question. These leaders then are analysis in the ability to overcome the behavior and structural effects of global violence for structuring their forward, focus more particularly on breaches imposed by international measures in favor of women, and especially from a sharp modeling of what they have generated on contemporary African systems that can be extended to all systems of contact and interaction between action, violence, and innovation of the specific female leadership identified and monitored since 2001. By creating then this one answer, the first answer for that, we have created recently an Institute of Anthropology of Globalization. We try to respond to this gap by training intermediaries following the bottom-up approaches and how to create future center, how an answer towards a more effective dialogue between local population and political authority in the world. Yeah, okay. I will finish by conclusion. Then, just one word. We urge the role of international NGO and background expertise to structure and point out how multi-partnership with institutions should work, and welcome this institute to quantitative analysis and our specific tools from the anthropology of globalization provide precious data of the need of local demand as well as the cultural, social challenges at the national and global level. Thank you.
When you start to deal with anthropologists, you don't know, you know when they start, but you don't know where they finish.
Yeah,
but
right.
I have to give her credit because, you know, anthropology is a very specific and difficult science. And here she is, you know, a woman from Africa going to the local level, not being afraid of all the data there, and she conducted her research. So what she has proven to us is that through the anthropology science, you find your tools. And going at the ground level, she made it accessible, which is remarkable. Thank you, Nadege, and I hope you will have some questions. But we are pressured by time, and I don't want to, because we have a young person, and I told her because she's young, she comes at the latest. But in the United Nations, we have put youth and women in the agenda of the Secretary General. He has given priority for the next 5 years to these two big issues. And now, at each panel I go, I want to see a youth person, otherwise I don't go. I think it's very important that youth, and what the youth we have. I mean, this young lady is very innovative and very uncommon. Her name is Anniete Cohn-Lois, and she knows the UN better than me. I mean, she has done so many model UN that it's highly commendable. And I would like to really thank her to come here and tell us about it. Just before giving you the floor, I want to salute the initiative of the Secretary General who promised almost a year ago that they would recruit a special envoy for youth. It's done. It's done. We have Ahmed El-Hindawi from Jordan, and I would like to congratulate that move because now, as a youth, you know that you have a representative. But coming to you, and you don't need any representative, you don't need any introduction, you do it all by your own. There is a floor.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Hanifa. Honorable members of the panel, distinguished guests, my name is Anniete Cohn-Lois, and I feel very honored to be here today. I will be speaking about education and other important tools for women empowerment and prevention of violence against women. I will be emphasizing today the work that I have done so far as a youth representative, both at the Dominican Republic and in London right now at the moment where I am currently residing. But before starting, I'll be speaking today. First of all, I'll be speaking about why this is important to me. It should be important to all of us, and why it matters, both to the international community and also to a local level. Then after my brief introduction, I'll be speaking about two initiatives I have been collaborating with. One of them is I Am Women. This is in the Dominican Republic and Haiti. And the other one is the London International Model United Nations, which is the largest Model United Nations in Europe with an attendance of 1,500 students. So, starting with, let me just here, why it matters. Well, as former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton said and mentioned very constantly, investing in women and girls is a smart thing to do. When you invest in education, when you invest in girls' empowerment, you are contributing to the development of a country, you are contributing to the development of society, and you are contributing as well to the overall growth. The United Nations Fund for Population recently said that educational achievements of women can have ripple effects within the family and across generations. We have seen this already in many developing countries. A successful example of this is Bangladesh, where actually access to economic opportunities such as microfinance have led to way much more economic opportunities as well, and development of society, since it has been shown that when women get access to money, actually their incomes tend to go to the family and to the development of the family, therefore having a major effect than when it is for men, when men actually get a revenue. Starting with I Am Women. I Am Women is an initiative that I first presented at the Clinton Global Initiative for Universities in San Diego University in 2011. It's a meeting that President Clinton host every year. More than 1,000 students attend. And this initiative seeks to empower women in the Dominican Republic and Haiti, 75 in each country, until 2015. I'll be speaking briefly about the objectives and how we're currently working. And the other one is the London International Marionette Nation. Coin to Ein Women, also called Yo Soy Mujer in Spanish, is a Dominican initiative. Its main objective is to empower 150 women, 75 in Haiti, 75 in the Dominican Republic. We aim to do this through three main objectives. One of them, enable access to economic opportunities to women. Two, provide emotional support and encourage individual emotional growth of every individual. And enhance access to education through workshops and seminars. We have done this, we started in 2011 specifically with the educational part. How we started this is we started engaging with the local community. We first started in Boca Chica, Dominican Republic, and also we went to a few activities in San Jose de los Llanos. We partnered with Se Mujer, an NGO in the Dominican Republic that focuses with women's issues, gender issues, and we met with 50 women. We did focus meetings with them in which we analyzed and deconstructed what should be the role of women in Dominican society. We met with them every week. It was gatherings, informal gatherings, in which they would feel very comfortable. You know, we would do like hair salon sessions, things like that, and started talking about the things that we don't like about, you know, domestic violence, when you go into the house and the man drops your plate because the food is cold and he drops it to the floor. Like, we started talking about such minimal issues such as this in order to analyze what were the problems within each household. And then also we started asking them, you know, what they would like to do, what were their dreams, why they thought they didn't have access to economic opportunities, and so on. After that, we started lobbying with cooperatives in the Dominican Republic, cooperatives that can provide loans to these women at a very accessible, affordable rate. This is still in process, and here I will be showing you a video that was presented at the Clinton Global Initiative in 2012 at Georgetown University, a progress report.
CGIU commitment in 2010 to empower women in Haiti and the Dominican Republic to overcome gender inequality in their communities. I am when the group started their work in the summer of 2001, they found that many of the women were sex workers, unemployed, or economically dependent on their male counterparts. They held small meetings where the women could openly voice their needs and concerns about gender inequality. In addition, they co-hosted free HIV and AIDS tests for both men and women and gave short lectures about safe sex. I Am a Women founder Anniete Cohn-Lois is lobbying with local banks and co-ops to assist with her mission and pledges to develop a project to achieve her 5-year goal of reaching 150.
Well, due to our shortage of time, I will need to finalize here. I will end my presentation here. However, if you have any other questions about the United Nations, it was focused on gender issues in London, and with an overall attendance of 1,500 students from 40 countries. Feel free to ask this in the Q&A questions. Thank you so much.
Almost perfect. Almost. You are learning, and you are learning very well. Now you all know why she made it to this initiative and got the prize from the Clinton Global Initiative. So I would like to now open the floor, because we don't have a lot of time, because here you are in the honorable room of the Security Council. So there's a meeting coming up. So I would like to take 3 questions. Obviously, one from each panelist, and then I will give the floor. So please raise your hand. You say your name and the organization you belong to, and if your question is addressed to which panelist. Please.
My name is Pauline Augustine. I'm with 2 organizations. One is the Southeast Asia Group, but I'm working with the Dominican Republic on the UNCC Learn project, and I wanted to ask Madame Germán, what is the age on second-year education in high school that you mentioned? What year is that?
My name is Christy Kelly, and I'm here with the Society for Women Sociologists. And I first want to just thank you all for hosting this session. I look for ways that we bring education and gender together at the Commission on the Status of Women every year, and I'm always surprised at how little we actually talk about education as an intersecting theme from year to year. So I'm really happy to see this happening today. So my question is, in thinking post-2015, if any of the panelists would like to give some thought on how we think about education post-2015 MDGs.
Bueno, como decía al principio, en la República Dominicana funcionan 4 niveles educativos. El nivel inicial, que para los niños de 0 a 6 años, que normalmente es educación privada, y el Estado solo asume los niños de 5 a 6 años con el grado preprimario. La educación básica, que va de 6 a 13 o 14 años, de primero a 8º grado. Y el nivel medio, que es los 4 años del nivel secundario, como se da en los países. Primero, el nivel medio es el que la mayoría de los países de Latinoamérica se llama el nivel secundario, que es para los niños de 14 a 18 años. Ahora, por supuesto, no necesariamente todos los niños están en el grado que le corresponde, porque hay niños y niñas que están en sobredad, es decir, niños de 11, 12 años que están en un grado que le correspondería a 7, 8, 9, pero son los menos. Entonces, cuando hablamos de la población general, nos referimos de 6 a 13 y de 14 a 18 son los del nivel medio. Y el Estado asume lo de 5 a 6, que es el grado preprimario. Las estadísticas que manejamos, la de educación, son fundamentalmente hasta el año 2009. Las estadísticas del Ministerio de la Mujer, la investigación Mujer Dominicana en Cifras, están actualizadas al año 2012. Y la del Censo de Población y Vivienda corresponde al año 2010. Estamos trabajando para lograr la meta del milenio, que es la educación primaria universal. Hasta ahora, la tasa de matriculación del nivel primario allá, que es gratuito y obligatorio de primero a 8º grado, está en 94.8 por cada 100. La meta es que al 2015 podamos escolarizar toda la población de 6 a 14 años y que podamos albergar en los centros educativos a los niños de 5 a 6 años, que es el grado que se asume del preprimario. Y para lograr esa meta se pretende que a 2015 tengamos en la mayoría de los centros educativos del nivel básico lo que le hemos llamado la jornada extendida, que para que los padres y las madres tengan menos dificultad, que los niños estén en la escuela desde las 8 de la mañana hasta las 4 de la tarde para facilitar su permanencia. Y con eso pretendemos lograr la meta del 2015, que es la educación primaria universal.
Thank you very much. I would say to Nadege and one word on your side and one word for us. Please go ahead.
In every planet country, because I think it's very important to work with practices and experiences from the bottom. And if you know exactly what's happened, and our organization worked more than 6 years for that. The result is not only for MDGs, it's also for post-MDG 2000.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My suggestion would be, first of all, I agree with what was previously said. We need a more inclusive definition in which, let's say, the bottom of the pyramid is included whenever, actually ensuring development goals, especially after 2015. Also, this definition should be adequate to every different culture because every country has different gender issues. And as well, we should be actively engaging the government with this issue because sometimes I think we undermine or underestimate the huge influence that the government can have on shaping the future of the country and how this type of issues are addressed. Therefore, I think that as all of us I can see, are going to be in the post-2015 world, it is our duty as well to engage policymakers in order to carry the post-2015 development goals.
Me gustaría decir por lo menos, después de decir tantas estadísticas, cuál es el objetivo que teníamos, por si no quedó claro. Nuestro objetivo es demostrar que si hemos dicho tantas veces que la vía más expedita para salir de la pobreza es la educación, en República Dominicana, en términos educativos, hemos tenido sustanciales avances. Sin embargo, esos avances no se reflejan en el avance económico de la mujer, ni mucho menos en lo que sería la erradicación de la violencia contra las mujeres. Y eso reafirma mi convicción, y creo que la de muchas personas en República Dominicana, que la única manera de prevenir la violencia contra las mujeres y las niñas es que todos esos programas educativos vayan combinados con un problema mucho más complejo, que es la construcción de un sistema de valores, actitudes, convicciones en toda la sociedad dominicana, en las sociedades del mundo, para que hombres y mujeres entendamos que somos iguales, que debemos vivir en paz, de igual a igual. Y para eso hay que cambiar la forma de pensar, la forma de sentir y la forma de actuar de los hombres y las mujeres en el mundo. No basta la educación, tenemos que unirnos, hombres, mujeres, familias, clubes, organizaciones profesionales, escuelas, iglesias, para construir un nuevo sistema de valores que es la única manera de prevenir la violencia contra las mujeres y las niñas. Ese era mi objetivo.